Testing lines snaked down the street in Perth on day one of lockdown, a scene set to be played out over the next few days as authorities pushed locals to be tested.
We ask people to be patient, bring some water and a hat and be prepared to wait. But as I said, there are clinics that are standing ready for you right at this moment.
One new community case was reported on Saturday following more than 4,000 tests. The positive person attended a COVID clinic after realising they'd been at a restaurant attended by the returned traveller at the centre of this latest lockdown. That overseas arrival had completed his 14-day hotel quarantine and tested negative. He spent 5 days in the community upon release, including living with a close contact, before flying back to Melbourne, where he then tested positive to COVID-19. This caused the snap 3-day shutdown to be announced, closing shops and businesses, reintroducing mandatory masks and cancelling events, including Anzac Day services in the Perth and Peel region.
You've got to accept that the health officer is saying they need time to do the contact tracing, but my heart goes out to everyone that was looking forward to participating in those events. In regional Western Australia, outside the Perth and Peel region, these events will go ahead, albeit with their COVID plans.
I think the important thing here is to make sure that we don't dilute the meaning of Anzac Day, having missed the opportunity to gather together.
Overall, the message to everyone is stay home. During this 3-day lockdown, we want as many people as possible to stay home and minimise movement as much as possible.
The reaction from locals, both within WA and those hoping to head home, are mixed.
Looks like we'll be going back home and going to self-quarantine, so it's going to be exciting for me again.
They've let people escape from the city here last night, down to Margaret River for the weekend, and yet we have to go back and go into detention. So those people that have gone away for the weekend are not going to be penalised. No? If they were going to put detention in, why didn't they do it on Wednesday when they knew about this?
I think it's so essential we're all tested, and the sooner we are, the sooner we get back to the life that we would really like in Western Australia, and have been so lucky to have had. But it's good planning that's important for that too, so I'm sure that's why we all want to be here.
The outbreak has thrown hotel quarantine into the spotlight yet again. Just under 3 months ago, Perth was locked down for 5 days after a hotel quarantine worker tested positive. A review found ventilation at hotels was an issue, and some say the government hasn't done enough to prevent outbreaks since.
Absolutely avoidable. This government has been in receipt of a report since early April that outlined 3 hotels that they were using were insufficient in terms of their ventilation. This is something that could have been avoided. This is utterly disgraceful, and the Premier and the Minister will have some serious questions to answer from this community as we go forward over the next few days.
The hotel at the centre of this problem is actually not suitable for people to be entering for purposes of hotel quarantine. So that's a sign that not enough has been done. Now, we know that the ventilation of these facilities is not suitable. They were never designed for this purpose, but it is time now to move on to address the failings of hotel quarantine immediately.
The Premier agrees the system isn't working. Mark McGowan claims for the past year he's called for the federal government to provide Commonwealth facilities instead of leaving quarantine schemes to the states and territories.
I'm getting to the end of my tether with the Commonwealth handing responsibility to the states. I suspect all the states are getting pretty heartily sick of it, that they have these facilities that are available and they refuse to use them. So we're saying to the Commonwealth, it's time they step up.
For now, Perth and the Peel region have to step back, stay inside and hope community case numbers remain at 0. Emily Evans, Sky News, Perth.